Picture this: a sunny afternoon, a busy highway, and in a split second, screeching tires, shattered glass, and lives forever changed. A typical day took a drastic turn when an unforeseen accident occurred on a bustling highway. Just imagine, one moment you're driving, humming along to your favorite tune, and in the blink of an eye, everything changes. In this case, a sedan and a pickup truck collided head-on, a sight that was as terrifying as it was unexpected. The suddenness of the event left everyone in shock, mouths agape, hearts pounding. The chaos that ensued was palpable. In seconds, a normal day had morphed into a scene of devastation and panic, a stark reminder of how fragile life truly is. The impact was not just physical but emotional, psychological. The lives of the drivers, their families, and bystanders were dramatically altered in ways that they could never have anticipated. In the blink of an eye, a routine drive turned into a legal battlefield. In the midst of chaos, the law steps in, and the quest for justice begins. When the screeching tires fall silent and the dust begins to settle, the aftermath of a car accident often brings with it a whirlwind of legal implications. The wreckage left behind is not just physical, but legal too, a complex web of rights, responsibilities, and repercussions. Immediately following an accident, the involved parties are likely to be overwhelmed. Amid the confusion, it's crucial to seek legal help. This is where car accident lawyers step in, acting as navigators in the labyrinth of the legal system. Their role is to ensure that their clients understand their rights and obligations, and to guide them through the steps required to secure justice. So let's take a closer look at this process. After the accident, the first legal step typically involves filing an insurance claim. This can be a daunting task, with insurance companies often employing their own legal teams to minimize payouts. However, with a car accident lawyer on your side, you are better equipped to negotiate these tricky waters. Next, depending on the severity of the accident and the extent of the injuries, a lawsuit may be filed. This is the start of a legal journey that can stretch over months or even years. The lawsuit process often involves investigations, gathering of evidence, witness interviews, and the preparation of legal documents. Throughout this process, your car accident lawyer is your advocate, working tirelessly to build a strong case on your behalf. At this stage, it's not just about seeking compensation for damages. It's about holding responsible parties accountable and ensuring that justice is served. It's about making sure that the pain and suffering caused by the accident are recognized, and that the wrongdoers are brought to book. And so, as the wreckage is cleared away and the physical scars begin to heal, the legal battle is just beginning. The courtroom, with its imposing pillars and stern judges, awaits. As the dust settles, the courtroom battle looms on the horizon. Enter the case, Smith versus Johnson, a tangled web of accusations, evidence, and legal jargon. Now, this wasn't your typical fender bender. No, this case had the makings of a legal blockbuster, with both sides pulling no punches. On one side, we had Smith, an upstanding citizen with a spotless driving record, who claimed Johnson's reckless driving caused the accident. On the other, Johnson, a local businessman who insisted Smith's inattentiveness was the real culprit. Two seemingly credible narratives, but only one could prevail. The lawyers, like gladiators preparing for battle, began assembling their arsenals. Smith's lawyer, a seasoned veteran, relied on a trove of evidence: police reports, eyewitness testimonies, and even a dashcam video. He meticulously dissected every detail, crafting a narrative of a responsible driver blindsided by Johnson's negligence. Meanwhile, Johnson's lawyer, a rising star with a knack for theatrics, focused on Smith's potential distractions. Was he on his phone? Was he changing the radio station? She combed through phone records and GPS data, leaving no stone unturned. Her strategy was to sow seeds of doubt, to question Smith's credibility, and shift the blame onto him. The legal waltz between Smith and Johnson's lawyers was a masterclass in strategy and persuasion. Both sides employed different tactics, yet their goal was the same: to convince the jury of their client's innocence. And as they prepared their closing arguments, their choice of evidence became clear. Smith's lawyer leaned heavily on the dashcam footage, while Johnson's lawyer used phone records to suggest Smith might have been distracted. Each piece of evidence was a chess move, carefully chosen to corner the opponent and sway the jury. The tension was palpable. The lawyers, armed with their evidence and strategies, were ready for the courtroom showdown. The jury, the judge, the public, all were waiting with bated breath to witness the unfolding drama. And then, with the stage set, the courtroom doors swing open. Inside the hallowed halls of justice, the battle of wits, law, and evidence takes center stage. Let's dive into the pulsating heart of the legal process, the courtroom. This is where the magic happens, where a carefully constructed narrative meets hard evidence, where the scales of justice teeter on the edge of truth and deceit. In the case of Smith versus Johnson, the courtroom drama unfolded like a well-scripted play. The plaintiff's lawyer, a seasoned veteran of personal injury cases, painted a vivid picture of the accident. He detailed the immediate impact, the resulting injuries, and the long-term consequences for Smith. He was meticulous in his presentation of medical records, police reports, and eyewitness testimonies, each piece of evidence strengthening his case. On the other side of the room, the defense attorney, a master of persuasion, attempted to poke holes in the plaintiff's narrative. He questioned the reliability of the witnesses, the precision of the medical reports, and the interpretation of the police records. His goal? To create reasonable doubt in the minds of the jurors. The judge, a stoic figure presiding over the proceedings, played a crucial role. It was his duty to ensure a fair trial, to maintain order in the court, and to make decisions on the admissibility of evidence. His rulings had a significant impact on the direction of the trial. The climax of the courtroom drama was, of course, the closing arguments. Each lawyer had one final chance to sway the jury. The plaintiff's attorney reiterated the devastating impact of the accident on Smith's life. The defense lawyer, meanwhile, emphasized the inconsistencies in the plaintiff's account. As the arguments ended, the jury retired to deliberate. The courtroom, once buzzing with activity, fell silent. The fate of Smith and Johnson hung in the balance, their futures hinging on the interpretation of law and evidence. And then, the defining moment arrived. The jury returned, the judge called the court to order, and the courtroom held its collective breath. As the gavel strikes, a verdict emerges. With bated breath, the courtroom awaits the decision that could change lives. In the delicate balance of justice, the verdict is the moment of truth. The judge, with a solemn expression, announces, "In the case of Smith versus Johnson, the court finds in favor of the plaintiff, Smith." A ripple of surprise and relief washes over the courtroom. There's a collective sigh from Smith's corner, a gasp of disbelief from Johnson's. The gavel falls, echoing the finality of the decision. But the ripple effect of the verdict extends beyond the courtroom. For Smith, the verdict is a vindication, a chance to reclaim a life disrupted by the unfortunate accident. It's a balm for the physical and emotional wounds sustained, a validation of the struggle endured. The compensation awarded will help cover medical bills, lost wages, and the pain and suffering. Johnson, on the other hand, faces the harsh reality of the consequences. The verdict is a stark reminder of the responsibility that comes with being behind the wheel. It's a wake-up call, a lesson learned the hard way. The financial implications of the compensation to be paid adds to the weight of the verdict. Yet the wheels of justice continue to turn. Johnson's legal team, discontented with the judgment, files an appeal. They argue that the evidence was misinterpreted, that their client was unjustly held accountable. The appeal process, a second chance at justice or perhaps a prolongation of the ordeal, depends on one's perspective. As the dust settles, the verdict has far-reaching implications. It serves as a stark reminder of the devastating impact one moment of careless driving can have. It underscores the importance of road safety, of being mindful of our actions and their potential consequences. It highlights the role of the legal system in providing a platform for victims to seek redress and defendants to be held accountable. Justice served, the courtroom empties, but the echoes of the case linger on. The verdict, whether seen as a moment of triumph or a bitter pill to swallow, has left an indelible mark. The story of Smith versus Johnson continues to resonate, a testament to the enduring pursuit of roadside justice. As we step out of the courtroom, let's revisit the journey we've just witnessed. We've seen the unforeseen accident, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the impact of decisions made behind the wheel. We've navigated through the aftermath, understanding the legal implications that come with such life-altering events. We've delved into the case of Smith versus Johnson, a real-life example of how accidents can unfold into complex legal battles. In the courtroom drama, we've witnessed the intense proceedings, the battle of words and wits, and the role of car accident lawyers in fighting for justice. Finally, we've seen the verdict and its aftermath, a testament to the power of the law in delivering justice. It's a painstaking process, but one that's necessary to ensure accountability and fairness. In the dance of law and life, every step, every decision matters. Remember, the road to justice may be long,